Warning, F-bombs are armed and may be dropped, and they almost definitely will be this time. A week ago, the McMichael's verdict came out. Um, the McMichaels are guilty. This is a fact, right? Whether the third defendant, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Whether he's guilty or not is a different question entirely. But yeah, the McMichaels are guilty, and that's okay. Here's the bare facts of the case. Maud Arbery was observed going into a building that was being renovated or under construction or something, and then seen coming out and traveling at, well, he at a running speed. A fourth person who I still haven't even heard this guy's name started screaming something about there he is, that's the guy. If I understand correct, Travis McMichaels, the younger one, heard the calls, got his dad, who was a former cop. They got a third guy. He grabbed a shotgun, hopped in a truck, took off, and tracked Ahmad down. And unfortunately, things went very badly from there. You're still watching. That's a good sign. You need to start deleting your comment, though, because I know you're already have into deep into line 3 by now. Sentence 2, line 3. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right. Every state in the country recognizes the people's right to stop a person that they know is committing a crime, or they have a reasonable belief, uh, reasonable suspicion, and that's the legal term, to believe that a crime is afoot and this person is involved, right? Flag on the play. You can call it a citizen's arrest. You can call it a detention. You can call it uh, a harassment stop. I don't care. As long as you can meet those two standards, a reasonable suspicion that crime is afoot and this person is involved or this person knows something, you can stop them and hold them. That is the law, not only in all 50 US states, but even Britain, which does not have a right to self-defense and has gone out of their way to enable criminals in any way possible, recognizes this right. If this were not so, the uh, London Bridge terror attack hero would be in prison for attempted murder right now for his response to the bombing. So please, by all means, tell me that you don't have a right to citizen's arrest. What went wrong was the shotgun. There was a little too much thinking into the process with getting the shotgun. They put too much thought into, we are going to stop this guy one way or another. Now, flag on the play. I have heard, I have not seen for myself, that the cameraman apparently made some inappropriate comments. No language I haven't used in my life. Yeah, I've done that. Fuck you, I've done it. But that's also pretty irrelevant. What they did was to stop somebody that they had a reasonable suspicion either was involved in or knew something about a crime that had just occurred. Literally just occurred. They had no idea that this was not a felony. They had no idea this was not a crime, right? They believed that this guy was actually a bad guy, right, wrong, or indifferent. They believed this was a legitimately bad guy, and they were stopping him to try to find out what the hell is really going on. And this is where things went wrong, and I acknowledge this. They shouldn't have taken that shotgun. They shouldn't have thought of the shotgun. That shotgun should have never entered their minds under any circumstances. That was reckless endangerment. It was reckless. It was thoughtless action on par with drunk driving. Now, if you can look me in the eye and tell me that you don't know drunk driving is illegal and you don't know why, then either you're lying to me, and in that case, you need to stop now, delete this from your watch history, unsub, block me, I don't care, because I don't ever want to hear from you again. Or you're an idiot of the absolute highest caliber, in which case I would be happy to testify at your Part G exemption hearing. And yes, that's an insult. Part G is the mental incapacity, too stupid to be trusted with your own self-defense. You are incapable of defending yourself at trial due to mental disease or defect. Happy now? Okay. The problem now comes to the trial and the literal last day of the trial. Now, if you haven't seen that video, by all means, go watch it. It's fucking awesome. Told you it was going to drop. Literally, the last minute, the last day in the courtroom before closing arguments are to be given and jury instructions are to be given, the judge informed them, the defense, that they would not be allowed to present their defense, that it is legal to use force to stop a suspected felon. In so doing, this judge has ruled every single self-defense case in Georgia a felony murder. With this ruling, what he said is you cannot use force under any circumstances, except possibly self-defense. And we're going to come back to that in a minute, because even then you've committed a crime. You will go to prison, but at least it's not as serious a crime as detaining somebody because you thought that they committed a crime. And you reasonably thought they committed a crime at that. See, every time you defend yourself, even if your self-defense claim is so clear-cut and unmitigated that God himself cannot come down and say, no, you were wrong, you have taken somebody's liberty away. Even if it's that tiny little liberty, you have taken their liberty away. Now, if you hit them once and then run away, I suppose maybe you'll get away with it long enough for them to try again. That's it. Once you start hitting back, they're detained. That's it. They're arrested. That's it. The only conceivable exception to this is somebody took the time to attack you, you hit back, and they ran away. That doesn't happen in the real world. Flag on the play. Yes, it does. But before they run away, they're going to at least take one more swing, or one more shot, or one more something. That's the reality of the world. Now, would it go that far? At this point, I don't know. I really don't know. Because never in 100 years did it occur to me that this kind of scenario could actually happen. That somebody who's conducting an otherwise lawful citizen's arrest that went wrong, their fault, my fault, their fault, nobody's fucking fault at all. It still went wrong, and it ended up as a deadly event, would actually be going to prison for murder. Manslaughter? Sure. I've seen that happen. Another guard And I'm sorry, I didn't witness it happen, but I was in the industry when it happened. Another guard is probably still in prison for using deadly force in the middle of a situation that didn't justify it at all. It was a known misdemeanor event. Right? He caught the guy shoplifting. He pulled his gun. The guy turned, the suspect turned to run away, and he got shot in the back. Yeah, okay. That was completely unjustified. This is mid late 90s, 97, 98, somewhere in that range. um, that's on him. He should never have used that kind of force. It was completely unjustified. This is a suspected felony, and they know who this guy is. They know where he's going. They know how to catch him. Right? They shouldn't have taken the shotgun. No, they should not have taken the shotgun. At the end of the day, this was a um, manslaughter case. And it's a manslaughter case against whoever thought it was a good idea to take the shotgun, right? Whoever's bad idea that was, regardless whose hand it ended up in, whoever's bad idea it was to get the shotgun made the decision to escalate it that direction. That's on him. Whether it was Travis, the one who actually took the shot, as they're getting out of the truck, the shotgun's there. If he got it from the safe or storage or whatever, obviously it's still his decision and he's the one grabbing the shotgun. If it was Dad's decision, okay, you know what? Um, Dad's getting out of the truck. He forgot the oh shit, I better grab it. It's an unsecured weapon, and now we got a even bigger problem. Unless Dad stayed in the truck, I don't flag on play. I don't know about this. Either way, what that judge did was say that if you witness a crime in Georgia, you'd better not do anything. You'd better sit back and let it happen. Maybe except if it's actually happening to you in the moment. Maybe not. He's even left this tiny little crack in the door of a question. Does the do you have a legal right to call 911? After all, you were not involved in the crime. And are you detaining somebody? Are you denying their liberties? Are you creating the circumstances to which their liberties will be denied? I don't know. And I don't know what a Georgia court will say now because they have this precedent, this magnificent pile of shit of a precedent to draw from. Congratulations. Um, and I don't want to sugarcoat this, but I can only put it so harshly. I can literally only put it so harshly. Um, I will not step foot in Georgia until this is resolved. And more to the point, resolved so that the future McMichaels of the world will only be able to be charged with the crime they actually committed, not some fanciful fairy tale about this being some sort of murder, drive-by shooting practically of somebody for jogging in a neighborhood. That it was an absolute lie. That district attorney should be ashamed of himself. That judge, I can't say what I'm thinking of him on YouTube, but it goes along the lines of permanently solve his temporary problem. That is the second most biased ruling I've seen in U.S. history in my living lifetime. and easily going to end up in the top 10 over the course of, well, but by the time I'm dead, that'll be in the top 10 of most biased uh, rulings from the bench. It was inexcusably bad. And the only thing I can conceptualize is he did this knowing that it would create a reversible error for appeal. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but hey, maybe that is what he was thinking. Either way, it's absolutely inexcusable. If you live in Georgia, I would recommend, um, if you want to live, that is, that you pack up and leave. Your courts have already declared that you have no right to live without living in terror. You have a right to live in terror, nothing more. To give you an idea, I would honestly say that I think a California court is less biased and less openly biased at that. An Oregonian court um, is less biased, but only by a hair. Washingtonian courts are actually significantly less biased. If this is an example of the Georgia judicial system, then it is beyond hope. Get out while you still can. Keep calm and mandatory carry on.